Every story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
You're on to CoreTV Primetime News with Nifemi Oguntoye. The top stars. President Muhammadu Buhari says anti-draft war of his administration is one that is for survivor of Nigeria. Also in this program, the Nigerian military says members of the terror group Boko Haram have started surrendering in droves to the Nigerian troops, fearing defeat. And Plateau State Governor Simon Lalong promises to bring peace to the state as part of the fulfillment of his electoral promises. German city Munich cries out as a number of migrants pushed into limit in accommodating them. Thanks for joining us on the show tonight. President Muhammadu Buhari says the anti-corruption campaign of his administration is a fight for the soul and substance of the nation. The president added that corruption is so endemic in the country that it constitutes a parallel system, noting that it's the reason for poor policy choices, waste and barefaced theft of public resources. Buhari made this known in his goodwill message at the Conference of Catholic Bishops of Nigeria in Port Harcourt. In a statement signed by the Senior Special Assistant on Media and Publicity to the Vice President on Media and Publicity, Laoli Akonde, the President, who was represented by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, said graft had been cited as the main reason for the prevalence of poverty in the midst of plenty and waste of resources in the country. Giving an insight into the way corruption destroys the nation, the President told the second plenary of the conference that it's the main reason why a potentially prosperous country struggles to feed itself and provide jobs for millions. Buhari attributed infant and maternal mortality and deaths from preventable diseases to the greed and corruption of a few. Meanwhile, Mr. President will leave Abuja for Paris on Monday, September 14, 2015, to begin a three-day official visit to France at the invitation of President François Hollande. President Buhari will be accompanied on the visit by the National Security Advisor Babangana Mogono, the permanent secretaries in the Federal Ministries of Defense, Finance, Agriculture, Foreign Affairs, Industry, Trade and Investment, as well as the chief executives of the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission and the Nigerian Export Promotion Council. This was contained in a statement signed by Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina. The President, according to the statement, will hold talks in Paris with President Hollande and other senior French government officials and will focus on the strengthening and consolidation of an ongoing bilateral cooperation between Nigeria and France in the areas of defense, security, trade and investment. The President will visit the headquarters of MEDEF, France's largest federation of investors and employers, where he will participate in a France-Nigeria investment forum with leading Nigerian and French entrepreneurs. President Buhari will also confer with the chief executive officers of leading French multinational companies such as Total and Lafarge on their current and future investments in Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari has warned military personnel to desist from human rights abuses or risk being sanctioned. The president gave the warning during the passing out parade of cadets from the Nigerian Defense Academy. He, however, had nothing but praises for the armed forces for their zest towards ending insurgency in the country.
Your commitment and loyalty to the armed forces and the nation must be total. You must try to live up to this demand and the expectations required of you. I am aware that your training at the Nigerian Defense Academy has sufficiently prepared you to key into and become the main drivers of artificial change, which remains at high levels to the Nigerian Armed Forces development process. I therefore urge you to take your roles in the ongoing process of rebuilding our armed forces very seriously. The federal government is pleased with the armed forces resolve to end the insurgency facing the country today once and for all. We are determined to honor our obligation to support the speedy provision of platforms and equipment within available resources to achieve both this objective and long-term needs of the armed forces.
The coalition against corrupt leaders has condemned the position of governors of the ruling All Progressives Congress for rejecting public declaration of their assets, as President Muhammadu Buhari and Vice President Yemi Osinbajo have done. The executive chairman, Kakol Debo Adeniro, in a statement reacting to the statement credited to the governors, dismissed the excuses, saying it was a known fact that public assets declaration, a standard practice in the developed world, increases transparency and the trust of citizens in the elected representatives. He stated that as a matter of fact, politicians and publicly exposed persons who disclose information about their assets showed that they had nothing to hide. According to Kakolbo's, assets declaration is one of the many tools that can help curb the pervasive corruption ravaging the country. The Southeast chapter of the All Progressives Congress says Imo State Governor Rochas Okorocha did not truly campaign for the party and President Muhammadu Buhari in the 2015 general elections. The spokesman for the APC in the Southeast, Osita Okechukwu, said this in a statement made available to journalists in Enugu. The statement was a reaction to a recent interview in which Okorocha blamed Igbos for the exclusion in recent appointments made by Buhari. But while reacting to the interview, the spokesman for the APC in the Southeast, Okechukwu, stressed that Okorocha should take responsibility for Igbo exclusion in the appointments, rather than passing the buck to Ndigbo, noting that a little assistance from Okorocha could have earned APC 2 senatorial seats and other legislative positions in the Southeast. Okechukwu made it clear that the governor should blame himself first before blaming Igbos. He stressed that Okorocha undermined the APC zoning arrangement when he decided to contest the party's presidential election primaries. Going further, Okechukwu maintained that Okorocha lied when he claimed that he was crying like a lonely voice in the wilderness for Ndigbo to vote for Buhari. He insisted that if Okorocha really cried like a lonely voice in the wilderness, Buhari would have gotten at least 30% of the votes cast in Imo State and not 18%, as it was. The Nigerian Army authorities say several Boko Haram terrorists have surrendered to troops at the front line, and many are indicating interest to surrender. Army spokesman Colonel Sonny Usman said in a statement that new operational strategies, including sustained offensive, preemptive airstrikes, and sealing of routes by ground troops, are yielding positive results. He maintained that many of the terrorists that willingly surrendered have been painting images of mass panic and hysteria in Boko Haram camps. In the aftermath of relentless efforts by troops and renewed vigor in operations inspired by the personal leadership of the Chief of Army Staff. We'll take a break now, and I'll be back with more stories. Don't go away.
Is it crazy or autocracy? Or what type of crazy is that? Except crazy.
News making the headlines.
Black Maria is to carry criminals, trading looters that are in government today.
Sometimes it gets confrontational.
Slap you in the face. Excuse me, don't put words into my mouth.
Whatever it is that will bring our military to disrepute, I say to hell.
On Core Digest,
I want to know why I should be believing them.
Every weekday, we bring all of these together and take them to the court of public opinion.
Everybody has the right in Nigeria,
where you are the judge. Welcome back. You can get all of our top stories on any of our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/CoreTV News. Our Twitter handle is at CoreTV News NG, or stream live on YouTube. It's youtube.com/CoreTV with a space and news. Well, if you're just joining us, you're on to CoreTV Primetime News. Another look at our top stories. President Muhammadu Buhari says anti-graft war of his administration is one that is for the soul and survival of Nigeria. The Nigerian military says members of the terror group Boko Haram have started surrendering in droves to Nigerian troops, fearing defeat. Plateau State Governor Simon Lalong promises to bring peace to the state as part of the fulfillment of his electoral promises. And now to Plateau, where Simon Lalong has promised the people of the state that the perennial communal crisis that has bedeviled the state and made it a laughingstock in the eyes of the international community will soon be a thing of the past. A Plateau State correspondent has details in this report presented from our studios. The perennial crisis in Plateau State that has defied all solutions has once again come into front burner, with stakeholders urging the state government to do more in addressing the situation. The violence has also escalated since the advent of the APC-led government in the state, with the Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) Plateau branch recently given a figure of over 250 as those killed in the Riyam and Barakin-Ladin local government areas within the past few days. The state governor Simon Lalong, however, advocated for understanding while stating that he has taken some major reconciliatory steps in bringing the warring parties to a roundtable for peaceful dialogue.
You know that as part of the effort to ensure peace building, we set up that committee. We set up the committee, the joint committee between the Fulani and the Biroms. Whether we like it or not, the conflict is between Fulani and the Biroms. It's not Fulani alone. It's not Birom alone. They've told us that yes, there's a conflict between them. There's a fight between them.
The level of suspicion has risen quite dramatically since the fighting, which claimed several lives, just as youth of the state were at the State House of Assembly to vent their frustration at the intractable crisis. Most residents, however, look to the federal government for a solution, like it's been done in the northeast of the country.
We started with the Fulanis, we understood them. The next one was that we put all of them together. That day, it was, yes, hot, very hot. But at the end of the day, suggestions were made that, yes, we had the opportunity to ventilate our anger. Now is the solution to the crisis. We want to find solution to the crisis. Not solution that will temporary, but that will last very long. So government now agreed. We agreed that, yes, since you've agreed, tell us the number of people that you want. And they gave 7. Picked 7 this side, 7 this side. They picked their 7. And to ensure neutrality, we agreed that government will provide the chairman, provide the secretary, and other coordinating unit is to listen to them. And because of that crisis, the committee was no longer sitting because all the sides were afraid to come to that meeting. But happily, in the last 2 weeks, they have resumed again. They are all back to the meeting. And at the time they were already meeting, they were already reaching some far-reaching conclusions that will assist government. Government cannot just go in without getting the report from that committee.
The governor says the issue will continue to receive his utmost attention until it's resolved, while also blasting those he referred to as fifth columnists for the continued crisis, which he says may impede his ability to deliver on campaign promises. And still in Plateau, state local government newly sworn in caretaker chairman have elected a new set of executives to run the affairs of the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria and the state. A Plateau State correspondent has more in this report presented from our studios. The Association of Local Government of Nigeria, a body started with the responsibility of defending the rights of local government officials in Nigeria, have elected new officials for the Plateau State chapter to fill the vacant positions created by the sacking of the previous elected council chairman. The election, which was held behind closed doors, saw the emergence of the caretaker management committee chairman of Pangshin Local Government Council, Stephen Jinks. The new chairman promised to do his best for the association.
My name is Stephen Jinks. I'm the management committee chairman at Pangshin Local Government. Now to the question he asked me. The Algon is not too much a strange environment to me because I emerged from that constituency because I work with the local government. And most times I work with the chairmen who are there, and we always share ideas with some of them about the activities of Algon. So to a large extent, I will be able to, for me, I will be able to I know the nitty-gritty of some of this, what happens in Algon, except that the top secret, I may not know. But as far as I'm concerned, the Algon is an umbrella body you just bring to coordinate the activities of the chairman, and that's all. There's nothing too strange about it. With the cooperation of my colleagues, I think we should be able to get somewhere. I don't think it's going to be a difficult task.
The new Algon chairman, in his response to questions from journalists, says only 3 LGCs in the state are viable and that the rest just depend on what can be given to them from the state and federation accounts.
To be honest with you, we met a very precarious situation on ground. And we're just trying to come out of it. This problem of non-payment of salary is not that it ended with the federal government or state government alone. It has gone down the local government area. And so far, we have been trying to manage ourselves to see if we can pay the salaries as at when due. And for now, I think apart from 2-3 local governments, all the rest are in minus. Like I said, we are new. I have not been in the Algon as an Algon man. We will get the constitution of Algon, go through it, know what it entails, and then we can now introduce ourselves to the national Algon so that we will key into whatever they are doing as Algon.
He, however, added that he remains optimistic that the economy will improve the present state of affairs and ensure the payment of salaries. The Ogun State Police Command has arrested 3 suspected counties in the state. The suspects were arrested at different locations within Agoiwoye. They include one Toby Richard, male of Department of Political Science, Alabisa Onabanjo University, Agoiwoye, 200 level, aged 23 years, member of Alura Bukinia Confraternity. Babatunde Jibril Abiodun, male, aged 25 years, of the Department of Geography Education, 400 level OU of Alura Bukinia Confraternity, and Ifeanyi Mbawe, male, of Lagos State Polytechnic, Laspotech, 801, Department of Banking and Finance, aged 23 years, a member of Eye Confraternity. According to Police Public Relations Officer Ogun State, Muyiwa Adejobi, the suspects have confessed to be members of the cult groups as indicated against their names. The command has now vowed to continue the hunt for any individuals or group of people who may want to cause troubles in Ogun State, as all hands are on deck for adequate protection of lives and property. Sadly, at least 3 Nigerians are among the 230 people injured in the crane collapse incident at the Grand Mosque in Mecca. Chairman of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, Abdullahi Mohammed, disclosed this at a news conference in Abuja. He added that the victims are presently receiving medical attention.
I convey the condolence and sympathy of Mr. President to the government of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia over the unfortunate incidents of the crane disaster that happened in the Grand Mosque of Mecca. Mr. President monitored the event closely, but I'm happy also to let Nigerians know that there is no Nigerian among the ones among the dead ones identified as at now, but we have it on record that 3 Nigerians sustained injury, 2 from Kaduna, 1 from Gombe, and they have been attended to by the federal medical team. And I also brief your colleagues that so far 53,000 Nigerians have been airlifted. The remaining balance, God willing, they will be airlifted before the closure of Jeddah Airport. And all pilgrims are opportune to visit the holy city of Medina first before even the Hajj proper. And those that sustain injury, no matter what, they will be opportune to observe the day of Arafah The Saudi government have a tradition whereby pilgrims who went for Hajj, even on sick bed, they will be conveyed to the Arafat ground so that they don't miss the Arafat.
Residents of Alagbole Akute in Ifo local government area of Ogun State are grappling with the challenges posed by bad road network over the years. This situation for most residents reaches its peak during the raining season. And with the rains now here, residents of the area are again exposed to the challenge of navigating the area due to flood and erosion affecting the road network. Our correspondent Precious Kingston, who visited the area, has more in this report presented from our studios.
Movement for those who have access to good roads is just hassle-free, but for the residents of Alagbole Akute for local government area of Ogun State, it's not something to be taken lightly with the awful condition of the road network within the area, which is home to thousands. For an average vehicle owner, navigating the roads here is a difficult task. Different strokes, they say, for different folks, with motorcycles and tricycles have become an alternative means of transportation, with many of them smiling to the bank daily. Some private vehicle owners who are not happy with the bad state of the roads bear their minds on what they go through daily.
Let government just support us to finish this job. We need an assistant. And because this road is worst thing. When the rain continues like this place will not, there is no way to pass. And a lot of motor and a bike spoiling around this road.
We are appealing to the governor to please. This is a good project, but we are appealing to them to finish it on time. The suffering here is much for us. I feel like packing out of Akute and move into Lagos.
These residents say the health implication has become a source of major worry, with refuse dumps now the common sight almost on the major roads.
Government should come to our own aid here and just see what they can do so that the people in this vicinity will not be able to contact any disease from what is going on with this.
The bad road network has 8 implications on economic activities in the area, leading to a mass immigration.
Yes, so everybody has run away now. No one is there again. Everybody has gone to Ajal, Ikeja, Ogba, Bega, Ojodu, so Oshodi. In fact, many has gone back to Ibadan. But we are managing here because we don't have anywhere to go. So we need to relax here and be waiting on to God for God to do something. We are begging the government to assist us. It's not too late. Though we know this is rainy season, but at the same time, maybe during the dry season, they should help us to put things in order.
The problem we have now, look, you can see the vehicle, all the vehicle going now, is this bridge. The governor has tried to do the bridge to this level. Now that it's in, let it come and complete the bridge, or even do the wrong way for us so that we can see road passing. All the vehicles here are damaging. You can see this vehicle damaged, other one damaged there. Just help us to come and do the road. There's no other anything else. For this main time now, let it just call the Chinese people to come and straighten the road so that people can pass around and the vehicle can move around.
With this situation showing no signs of an improvement anytime soon due to the ongoing financial crisis that has crippled activities in many states, the demand of the residents of the area is that the state government must find a quick fix solution to the bad state of the road.
Consumer Protection Council (CPC) has summoned 3 top executives of VIP Express Tourism Limited to answer to allegations of gross abuse of the rights of its customers. Those summoned include the Chief Executive Officer, Owan Samuel Owoseni and Isaac Omagbeni. They are expected to appear before the council on Monday, September 14. The trial will, according to a statement issued by the council, testify, make depositions, and give evidence in relation to allegations of reneging on terms of subscription agreement with hospitality packages with customers. Other complaints include exerting undue influence on subscribers, as well as taking undue advantage of them by misleading them with misinterpretation of facts. The reward for hard work and candle spirit finally played out as the Group Managing Director of Core Media Services and CoreTV News, Jide Adedero, received 2 awards far away Toronto, Canada, in recognition of his giant strides in the media industry. CoreTV News, Adeyemi Aziz has more In this report presented from our studios.
Group Managing Director, Core Media Services and CoreTV News, Jide Adediran, has received 2 awards for excellence in media industry from Toronto, Canada. The first award was given by Abidak Production in recognition of core media giant strides in the media industry, while the second award was presented by the African Entertainment Awards.
When I wanted to start my TV station, I called a friend. I said, my friend, I want to get a license to start a TV station. He said to me, Jide, forget it. The government of Nigeria will not give you that license. Today, that friend is running a show on my TV station. That is the spirit. The can-do spirit, the can-do ability of we Africans knows no bound. And that is why we are what we are. We're not in any way. I want to disagree with a lot of people here. We don't need their help. They come to our country to fetch their wealth.
Adediran, the awardee, stated that he and his team will continually gun for success and outshine its present achievements.
We are coming up. We are taking over. And we will do better. And everybody will come back home and excel. Thank you very much indeed for this. I appreciate everybody.
Core Media Services has received awards home and abroad for its achievements in media industry.
We'll take a break now and I'll be back with business. Don't go away.
This is what the people are saying.
You don't run a big economy with generator. They need to do more in terms of energy and power.
Many things to do for this Nigeria about lights, water, and new TT.
For Nigerians that are not gullible, we know that good laws have done nothing good for this country.
Buhari won the election convincingly.
Talk to our husband that you should keep promise about what you said, and because people are watching you, you know, another election is coming.
Also, some people will strong for Yoruba land, will be strong man. We don't die.
This nation is moving forward. The best is going to take place.
The people giving voice to the voiceless.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
On business tonight, the Consumer Protection Council CPC Nigeria has launched an investigation into the high cost of electricity by distribution companies with a view to putting an end to high tariffs. At a meeting held in Abuja between the officials of the distribution companies and the CPC, the Director General of the Council, Dupe Atoki, said there is an increase in complaints by electricity consumers in the last few months, bordering on indiscriminate increase in electricity bills, non-supply of meters, and mass disconnections. Atoki said the CPC would not hesitate to sanction distribution companies found guilty of allegations brought against them. In a bid to improve medium-scale businesses and the economy of the state, Ekiti state government has now signed a memorandum of understanding with an indigenous company for the supply of megawatts of alternative power source. This development is set to improve medium and small-scale businesses in the state when it kickstarts as part of efforts to boost the economy. Rashid has details in this report.
The epileptic power supply being experienced in different parts of the country has resulted to closure of many businesses, while those who are still in business run it at a very high cost. Recently, there has been improved power supply in some parts of the country, but this seems not to be the case in Ekiti State. It is on this premise that the state government signed a memorandum of understanding with an indigenous firm for the provision of an alternative power source to the tune of 1.15 megawatts within a period of 20 years. A representative of the state government described the partnership as timely.
We want to plead with you that you complete this project in record time. We are happy that you are giving us a 20-year period of initial commitment. We are excited about it.
The technical director of the project, Tassos Zazali, appreciates the state government's gesture towards ensuring an enabling environment for the project in Ekiti State.
The 1 megawatt will be powered the Benin distribution company net, and all the people that need near this area the power, they will get it.
The state is giving 15,000 square meters of land here.
1 megawatts of the generated power will be used for public consumption, while 150 kilowatts will be dedicated to the state's broadcasting station. With the latest development, Ekiti residents eagerly await a new dawn and an end to persistent darkness. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado Ekiti.
And now to sports. I believe we'll take a break now and we'll be back with other stories. Stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Outside Nigeria, the huge influx of migrants into southern Germany has continued unabated, with the Munich authorities now saying 13,000 arrived on Saturday. The city authorities, however, have again warned they are at the limit when it comes to coping with the numbers. More than 4,000 people walked across the border with Serbia, the most so far in one day, just as the authorities in Hungary were completing preparations to seal the frontier. Europe as a whole is struggling to deal with an enormous influx of people, mostly from Syria, but also Afghanistan, Eritrea, and other countries fleeing violence and poverty. Munich in Germany's southern state of Bavaria has been the main entry point for those entering the country in search of a better life. But the city says it's having difficulty finding accommodation for them. Indian police are now searching for the owner of a shop they say had illegally stored explosives that triggered a blast, killing 90 people. Most of those who died were at the neighboring restaurant in Petlawad in the state of Madhya Pradesh. Police earlier thought a faulty gas cylinder in the restaurant was to blame, but now said the blast was caused by illegally stored mining explosives. The restaurant was packed with workers and school children eating breakfast at the time. Several dozen people were injured. District police official Sima Alava said the shopkeeper, named as Rajendra Kasawa, had a license for explosives for digging wells, construction and mining. However, he had stored them in an unauthorized way in a residential area and was being sought on suspicion of culpable homicide. To sports now. Unbeaten Leicester City produced a thrilling second-half comeback to recover from 2-0 down to beat Aston Villa and move second at the table. Jack Grealish curled in a deserved opener from 20 yards, his first goal for a dominant Villa early on, and Carlos Gil swept in a second. Richie Darlett volleyed the host a lifeline and Jamie Vardy prodded Leicester level. Nathan Dyer scored the winner with a brave late header on his debut. The winger had only signed from Swansea on loan on deadline day, but made himself an instant hero and left Villa with just one win from 5 matches. He just beat goalkeeper Brad Guzan to a chipped pass from the impressive Riyad Mahrez before taking a blow to the head and staying down injured as the ball rolled into the net. Well, Jose Mourinho insists there is no one better than him to lead Chelsea despite the champions' worst start to a top-flight season in 29 years. Former England striker Chris Sutton warned Chelsea were going backwards after their third defeat of the season. This is the first time in his Chelsea career that he has been under real pressure, Sutton told Finascore. Following the 3-1 defeat by Everton, Mourinho also said many people would be happy about his current predicament. The results are the worst in my career, according to him. They're not adapted to my quality, my status, but I'm coping well with the situation. I'm not feeling pressure. I'm the man for the job. I don't think there's a better man who could come and do my job. End of quote. Lionel Messi celebrated the birth of a second son with a winning goal as Barcelona went top of La Liga with a 2-1 win at Atletico Madrid. Messi, who had not scored in Barca's first 2 league games, started on the bench after missing training on Friday to be with his new baby boy, Mateo. Atletico went ahead 6 minutes after the break when Fernando Torres ruled in a shot, but Neymar equalized. Messi then grabbed the winner after being set up by Luis Suarez. It was the Argentina international's 287th La Liga goal for Barcelona, extending his lead as the competition's all-time top scorer. Flavia Pannetta defeated fellow Italian Rubasha Vinci to win her first Grand Slam title at the US Open and then dramatically announced her retirement from tennis. Pannetta, the 26th seed, won 7-6, 7-4, 6-2 to become only the second Italian woman to win one of the tennis majors. Pannetta said, "I make a big decision in my life. This is the way I like to say goodbye to tennis." The 33-year-old from Brindisi confirmed she plans to play the rest of the season before retiring. 1 month ago, I decided that this is the way I would say goodbye to tennis, according to Pannetta, who collected a winner's check of $3.3 million. She says, "This is my last, and I couldn't think of finishing in a better way." Roger Federer served superbly once again as he beat Stan Wawrinka to set up a US Open final against Novak Djokovic. Second seed Federer beat his fellow Swiss 6-4, 6-3, 6-1 to reach the final without losing a set, and having dropped served just twice. The 34-year-old goes on to face top seed Djokovic, who thrashed defending champion Maris Cilic 6-0, 6-1, 6-2. It will be the first US Open final since 2009 for Federer, and Djokovic, 28, has the opportunity to claim his 10th major title in third of the year. The Serb haven't won the Australian Open and Wimbledon, but lost in the French Open final. And in boxing, Floyd Mayweather made it 49 straight wins with a wide points victory over Andre Berto in Las Vegas. The challenger was game, but his fellow American, defending his WBC and WBA welterweight titles, was simply too difficult to hit at the MGM Grand. Mayweather, 38, was awarded the verdict 120 to 108, 118 to 110, and 117 to 111. Mayweather was adamant it was his last fight, but having equaled Rocky Marciano's career record of 49-0, he might decide to have one more. The 5-weight champion thereafter took to Twitter to announce the end of his career. The fighter, who was regarded as the best of his generation, added that it's better when one knows when to hang up. There's nothing left to prove in the sport of boxing. Now I just want to spend time with my family. I'm leaving the sport with all my faculties. I'm still sharp and smart. I've accomplished everything in the sport. There's nothing else to accomplish. End of quote. Amazing, isn't it? And out to cricket, England slumped to 138 all out to hand Australia an 8-wicket win and a 3-2 series victory in the deciding one-day international at Old Trafford. The home side were reduced to 22-3 in the 6th over and then saw captain Eoin Morgan retire with concussion. They failed to recover and were eventually bowled out in 33 overs. Ben Stokes making 42 and Michel Marsh taking 4 to 27. Australia eased out, however, and the visitors sealed the one-day series on the final day of their tour, representing a degree of consolation after a 3-2 defeat in the Test series. And to end CoreTV primetime news tonight, a recap of our top stars. We told you that President Muhammadu Buhari says the anti-graft war of his administration is for the soul and survival of Nigeria. Nigerian military has said members of Boko Haram have started surrendering. And Plateau State Governor Simon Lalong has promised to bring peace to the state as part of the fulfillment of his electoral promises. Well, that wraps it tonight on the show. Thank you for watching. On behalf of everyone here, I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Good night.